this video, we will talk about interfaces in Java. So in the previous video, we already discussed a little introduction about the interfaces, right? So what happened? Why we need interfaces? So we already discussed that in the previous video. Like the cat and the dog, they are the part of the inheritance tree, but they need the pet behaviors as well, right? So for the pet behaviors, what we have done, we have created a separate class, super class called pet, and then they want to, like this is a pet super class, and they want to like implement these behaviors as well, right? They want to inherit these behaviors as well, or they want to add implementation for the methods that are present in the class pet class. Now further what we have done, we have made cat and dog extend the pet class, but multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java because of the deathly diamond of death problem. So that's why what we have done is we have made this pet as an interface, right? So what is mean by an interface? So interface is a 100% pure abstract class. So what does it mean? Interfaces will not have any concrete methods. It will have all abstract methods. So each and every method that is present in the inheritance is an abstract method. Okay. Now, like from Java 8 onwards, interfaces also support default and static methods, which we will learn later. But for now, you assume that interfaces are the classes where you will have all abstract methods. You will not have implementation for any of the methods that are present in the interfaces. Now in the previous example, what we have done, we want the pet behaviors that needs to be inherited or implemented by the subclasses, right? So now dog, what it can do is, like dog and cat, what it can do is, anyway it is extending the animal, right? Now before to this, anyway it was extending the canine as part of the inheritance tree. Okay. Now, if you would have seen this inheritance tree, what has happened? Dog is already extending the canine, but now it wants to extend the pet as well to inherit the behaviors, pet behaviors like be friendly and then play with human being behaviors from the pet. But since it did not allow, what you can do is you can put those behaviors in the pet class and declare pet as an interface. Okay, declare pet as an interface and ask dog class to implement it, not extend it. So you can understand the difference between the inheritance and the interface here itself by using the keywords. So for inheritance, what we have done, we will use the extends keyword, but for interface, we will use implements keyword. So extends keyword says that, so as the word says, what you can do is whatever the behaviors that are present in the super class, we can reuse them, or we can override them, or we can extend the behavior, right? Let's say you have some default behavior in the canine class. What you can do is you can add additional functionalities along with the ones that are present in the canine. That's why the keyword says extends. But for interfaces, as we have already said, interfaces will not have any concrete methods. All the methods that are present in the interfaces are the abstract methods. So you have to implement the implementation. You have to implement these methods. That's why even the word keyword, if you look at it, it says a lot. Like for interfaces, you should do implements, because interfaces will not have any concrete methods, and the abstract methods, whatever that are present in the interface, you should implement them. Now with the help of this, what we have done here is, you will declare whatever the pet behaviors we have spoken. We have spoken about the be friendly and the play behaviors in the pet, and like let's say dog is the animal which need pet behaviors. It can implements the pet. So whenever you are using the interfaces, you should use the implements keyword. Whenever you are using the inheritance, you should use the extends keyword. You should add implements keyword and then add the interface name. Here, even if you see, this is the C is the class and I is the interface. Now when you do this implements, automatically you have to provide implementation for be friendly and then the play off methods. Okay, that you have to provide the implementation. Now as I already said, interfaces contain only the abstract methods, so you need not do this. Okay, public abstract. Now you should not even declare private abstract. Like if you declare private abstract, no one can override the method. And like if you declare private and then abstract together, private methods cannot be overridden, right? Now, whatever the subclass that follows, whatever is the subclass of this pet class, they have to implement this method. And if you declare this method as a private, you cannot override. So that is a contrast, right? So abstract methods always will have the public keyword, public access modifier. Since I already said, right, interfaces will have the 100% abstract methods, then no need to put these things public abstract, because even if you don't put that, it will understand that these are all the public abstract methods. You need not put that. So this is the best way, like this is the good way to use that. You should not put public abstract, because interface itself says these are the public abstract methods, and return type depends on the method you are implementing, and it can have the parameters as well. So we all know, right, for the abstract methods, you will not have any implementation. You just end the method with the semicolon that we have done. Let's say I'll try to add some concrete method here, and let's see whether Java allows that or not. Okay, public void test interface method I'll add. And then I'll add some body, because body, if you add body, then it says a concrete method. If you end with the semicolon, it's an abstract method. Now let's see, it is throwing error. Interface abstract methods cannot have body. See, interface methods should not have body. Okay, now you can have the default and static method that we will study later. Okay, so what we have done here, we have declared a pet as an interface, and then we have declared two methods, and dog can implement this pet and add the pet behaviors related to this. Okay, now in the inheritance, like in this particular inheritance diagram, whatever we have seen here, currently dog and the cat are the pet animals. They can implement the pet interface, and then they can add the specific implementations in their own classes. And even in future, if you add one more subclass, and if you want that as a, but that class also incorporate pet behaviors, what it has to do, it has to implement the pet interface, and it has to provide the implementation. Now, one advantage why we are using inheritances, like Java is not supporting the multiple interfaces. Java is not supporting the multiple inheritance. That's why we are going with the interface concept. And one more thing is, let's say, like it creates pet reference variable. Okay, it creates pet reference variable, and it want to create some pet array, like how we have done for the inheritance. We have created an animal array, right? So let me show that. So what we have done in the test class, we have created animal array here, and we have added all animals here, right? We have created an animal array, and we have added multiple kinds of subclasses like dog, cat, wolf, and hippo. So this is adding as a polymorphic. This is behaving as a polymorphic reference variable. So for the pets also we can do the same. Let's say you want an array of pet array. So in that pet array you might add multiple pets. So for that, if you create this as an interface and let these implement, like cat and dog implement, what you can do, you can add dog, cat to the pet array, right? How we have done for the inheritance. Let me do that. Okay, let me do that. Let me remove all this and then try adding that. Let's say I add pet, and I'll comment all these. Pet array, pets, and then new pet of, let me add 2 as the size. For pet, it will import it. Now what I'll do is pets of 0, I'll add new dog of. Okay, now new dog of, what it will do is, whatever dog that is present in this, you should add it. Okay, right? And then let's say I'll create a cat also here. Let me do that. I'll create cat also. So acting as a pet. So what I'll do is I'll create cat as well here. Pets of 1 equal to new cat of. If you do this, let me, what happened by using the pet as a super class here, or as an interface, you have got a pet array, and to this pet array, like you have used this as a reference variable. pet interface class, pet interface as a reference variable. So if you use this as a reference variable, what you can do is you can create multiple pets, okay? You can create multiple pets and add it to the array. And after that, what you can do is maybe, you can do this, you can invoke all the methods like pets.0 of be friendly. You can create a loop and invoke all the methods like how we have done here. And we can use this as a method parameter as well. You can use this as a return type as well. So how we have used polymorphic reference variable, how you have used the animal reference variable to achieve the polymorphism, we can do the same for pet as well. Because if you use the pet reference variable, you can add multiple subclasses to this and you can invoke the methods by just using a single reference variable, though the objects are different. So a single pet class can sometimes it acts as a dog, sometimes it acts as a cat, right? So this is also a polymorphic behavior, right? Yeah. And one more advantage here is like, see, it is for protocol. Just by looking at the methods, like let me show. Just by looking at the methods that are present in the pet interface, what you can do, you can create a reference variable pet and then you can invoke these methods on any subclass. By looking just at the interface, people can predict that whatever the classes that implements this pet interface, they will have those methods and they will be able to invoke it. Like how you have done the same thing for inheritance, you can do the same thing here as well, okay? Now, if you see, dog extends canine and then implements pet. But for interfaces, you can have multiple interfaces. Like for inheritance, you did not have multiple inheritance, right? You cannot extend two classes. You can extend only one class. But for interfaces, you can extend multiple classes. Like you can implement multiple classes for interfaces. If you see here, interface expected, okay. Yeah. Let me create one more interface, okay. Let me create Java class and I'm creating an interface, test interface, okay. I'll do one thing. This is an interface. I'll do one test method. Okay. I'll add this as an abstract method. Now, if I go and do this test interface, it will allow multiple interface lines. Yeah, implement methods. See. So unlike multiple inheritance, multiple interfaces are supported. Multiple interfaces are supported in Java. Okay. Yeah. And even the deadly, like by using the interfaces, what you can do is you can inherit the behaviors or you can implement the behaviors of another class onto your subclasses. Okay. Now let's see the difference between, let's see one more difference between the inheritance and the interfaces. If you see here, if you think about the, like let's say, if you think about the inheritance, like the subclasses can extend only the classes that are present in the inheritance tree. Okay. Like let's say dog extends canine. Canine presence in the inheritance, right? Canine is present in the inheritance tree. Hippo extends animal. Animal is present in the inheritance tree. So you will be able to inherit only that are present in the inheritance tree. But whereas the interface is like, interface can be implemented by not only the classes that are present under it. Even if it is not a part of the inheritance tree, people can implement the interface. So what I mean is, here if you look here, animal is a separate inheritance tree. This all comes under the animal inheritance tree. And robot is a separate inheritance tree. Now if you see, pet is an interface. Pet interface is implemented by robodog, which is in robo interface, and cat and dog, which are under the animal interfaces. So the classes that are present in multiple inheritances can make use of a single interface. Okay. Yeah. So to recap the things what we have discussed, interface is a pure, because in the interface you will have only the abstract methods. You don't have any concrete methods. But from Java 8 onwards, interface supports static and default methods, which we will learn later. And since all methods are the abstract methods, you need not provide public abstract specifically here. Java takes care of that. Okay. And if you want your class to implement this particular interface, you have to do that via using the implements keyword. and you can you can implement multiple interfaces. Unlike multiple inheritances, multiple interfaces, multiple implementing multiple interfaces is supported in Java. Okay. Yeah, and with the help of interface, what we can do is we can inherit the behaviors, basically the role. Here the dog and dog and dog and cat, these are the animals. Okay, and dog is also a pet. Here if you see, dog is an animal, dog is also pet. Cat is an animal, cat is also a pet. So it inherits the behaviors, and interface is not restricted to a single inheritance tree. It can be used by the classes that are present under multiple inheritance tree. Okay. Hope you understood about the interfaces in Java.